I guess we're gonna wait for people to kind of log on here. In the meantime, I'll kind of start answering some random questions here. There's nobody on yet, so I'm just gonna wait. Wait.
And then when you end, make sure to save if there's an option.
Okay, I won't even push that. Alright, so we're just waiting. So I'm just gonna kind of go through questions that you guys kind of posted in that previous video and kind of answer them. If you guys have any questions, also you're watching this right now, feel free to like put them up. What's up, Mimi? Good afternoon. And yeah, and I'll answer them as we go too. So feel free to ask any questions you might have about body piercing related, whatever. I don't care, anything. So a lot of people are asking like the standard healing time for most piercings. Most piercings going to heal around 2 to 3 months. Given some other piercings like navels and nipples, maybe industrial piercings, stuff like that might take a little bit longer. But on average, you're looking at like 2 to 3 months to heal generally all piercings. And that's if you're really taking care of being really, really good to them. I had a lot of questions on proper aftercare. It sounds like a lot of piercers give random information out there about what is proper aftercare for body piercing, you know? Everything that I recommend is what the Association of Professional Piercers recommends aftercare-wise. Man, for decades, they've always recommended saltwater soaks, and saltwater soaks are amazing. But just recently, they started recommending saltwater sprays, like a saline spray. So I'm a huge advocate for saline sprays. They do all the science research and whatever to back up why they choose to go that route with aftercare. And so I trust them 100%. So yeah, I would just do the saline sprays for all body piercings, okay? Pretty simple, pretty easy. Also, I got a couple questions about like keloid and hypertrophic scarring. Man, the questions about that are so, it's really depends on person to person. There's so many variables that can be causing it, from who pierced it, the type of jewelry they used, to the aftercare method you're doing, like all that stuff. It's so just depends on so many different variables. It's hard to really say. Let's see, I just got a question here. And no, I can't read those questions. I know I saw someone just posted a question. Feel free to ask it again and I'll answer it, but I don't know why it's not showing now. I had a question from Natalia V. She was asking, hi, I was wondering if it's okay to get both septum and nostril pierced at the same time. Also, can I soak both in the same shot glass of water? Thanks. Natalia, yeah, 100%. You can definitely get both of them pierced at the same time. In fact, I recommend if you know you're going to get both piercings, like a nostril and a septum, then do it. Like, get them both pierced at the same time, get your healing time over and done with. There's no point in like getting a septum piercing, healing it for 2 to 3 months, and then coming back, getting a nostril piercing, healing it for another 2 to 3 months, when you could just be taking care of it all at once. And yeah, if you're doing saltwater soaks, it's a really, really good way to take care of it. It's awesome because you can just fill up that shot glass with the saltwater solution, microwave for a few seconds, so it's barely body temperature, and just lean forward and dunk your nose in there and just let it soak for a few minutes. And you'll be soaking both nostril and septum at the same time. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Or you could go the saltwater spray method and just do the saline spray. Saline sprays are really effective and really awesome. I like both of them, so it's a win-win either way. So whatever you choose, go for it. I have another question. Rhiannon Allison, she said, hi, I'm only doing a sea salt soak. How do I remove the small buildup crust that's around the hole? I've been moving the jewelry slightly to remove it and then push it back down. Is this okay? I just got it pierced 3 days ago. All right, Rhonda. First off, you never really want to move your jewelry, especially a brand new piercing like that. Think of it like you have a scab inside the piercing. And when you have a scab inside there, if you're moving your jewelry around, it's just like picking out a scab. So we don't want to do that, okay? We want to keep it as stationary as possible. Now, always there's going to be some slight little exceptions to that rule. But for the most part, you're keeping it as stationary as possible, okay? What I would suggest is, I'm a huge fan of paper towels, honestly. So maybe after either a saltwater soak or a hot shower. Hot showers are awesome because when you get out of a hot shower, everything's really soft and moist. And you take a paper towel, fold it up, get the corner wet, and you can gently kind of wipe away all that funk and buildup, okay? So yeah, just wipe that all away, and it comes off really easy, but don't pick it away, okay? When you pick it away, sometimes what happens is you're picking off healthy skin cells and healthy skin tissue also, and you're just could be possibly doing a lot more damage than good. In fact, usually you're doing more damage than good, okay? So let's not pick at it or do anything like that. Let's just wipe it away when it's soft and moist, preferably after a hot shower, even like a warm saltwater soak. You get the same effect. How long does it take for an eyebrow piercing to heal? From Jack. Jack, you're probably looking at like 2 to 3 months on average for an eyebrow piercing to heal. So 2 to 3 months, as long as you're taking care of it, just doing the saltwater spray. Their eyebrows are probably one of the more easier piercings to heal, as long as you get it done properly. Now, an eyebrow piercing is, I like to think, like borderline a surface piercing. It's not a surface piercing, but it's kind of borderline. So just the first couple months, you will really like be careful with it, build a force field around it, don't bump it and knock it, because that could lead to migration and rejection. But as long as you're being good to it, just doing like saline sprays on it. It's a kind of a trickier one to do a saltwater soak. So just do the saline spray and just leave it alone, and you should heal in 2 months, no problem, I think. Maybe 3 months at the longest, as long as everything goes great. Cool. All right, so Space Panda. That's another question we got on here. She says, I have a stupid small bump/lump keloid, I guess, on my left ear. My right ear stretches like a champ, but my left earlobe is worse. Can I just cut the keloid off with an X-Acto knife? So annoying. I mean, technically, I guess you could just cut it off with an X-Acto knife. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's like the professional way to go about it. It's hard to say. I mean, if you were to come to me, I would cut it off. If once again, it just depends. There's so many variables as to what I would actually truly do. But if it did come to a point where I would cut it off, yeah, I could cut it off, maybe put a stitch or two in there if it needed. So I would just go check out a professional body piercer in your area and just get their opinion on it and see what they think. If you're getting keloids in your ears, that means you might be stretching too fast, or you're just not stretching properly. So definitely take that into consideration. Like, why are you getting those keloids? Let's see. What's the most extreme piercing you've ever done? And am I the owner of UBJ? I'm not the owner. No. I'm really good friends with the owner. But I just come in here and help with the content as far as like information goes. I really like doing these informational videos. It's a really good way for me to get reach out to you guys and get proper piercing information out to you guys. So I'm not the owner. And I'm just a body piercer. Literally, that's what I do for a living. I do body piercings all day, every single day. And then, shoot, it's not letting me see these questions. Oh, here we go. Oh, cool. I got them. All right. What was the most extreme piercing I've ever done? The most extreme piercing I've ever done, man, it gets wild. I don't even know if I can actually say it here on YouTube. I'm just gonna tell you, if you Google it and you see it, I've probably done it, okay? There's a really cool site called BME. I don't know if some of you guys have been around for a while, have ever heard of BME. It's Body Modification Easing. It's pretty awesome. And when I was younger in high school and stuff and coming up, this is like pre-social media, but they had a thing on there called IMs, and like it was kind of like an early social media for people with body modifications. But you can still go on there, go on BME, and just go in the piercing section. If you want to get crazy and get wild, just look at the more extreme piercings on there, and I guarantee you most of it on there I've probably done. All right, so just throwing that out there. But BMEzine.com is an awesome website for cool, just wild fucking tattoo modifications and piercing modifications. And yeah, you guys want to go down a rabbit hole, check out BME. It's pretty awesome. If you don't have piercings and are planning on getting like 6 all year, should you get them one at a time or all at once? All right, AW. Man, that's a great question. I'm kind of on the fence on that one. 6 piercings is a lot of piercings to get in your ear at once, but at the same time, it's not. I would say, man, if you really want those piercings, just go for it. Yeah, what do you got to lose? Just go for it. Just know it's going to be like 2, 3, maybe a little bit longer because there's so many piercings, 4 or 5 months of healing and doing saltwater sprays and saltwater soaks and stuff like that. So, and also like, if you're getting them all on one side, that's probably better because then you have your other side to sleep on and take care of and stuff like that. So that's also not a bad idea. Make sure to only get them on one side. Because if you get on both sides, then you're going to have to sleep like a freaking vampire and for 2 to 3 months because you got to stay on your back. You don't put any pressure on those things. So, yeah, if you're getting them all on one side, go for it. Get them all over and done with. Just know it's going to be a little extreme. You're going to have some pretty extreme swelling. But it's totally doable. I mean, I've done 6 piercings on people's ears all the time. So, yeah, go for it, man. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Let's see these other questions here. What's your advice or opinion on floating industrial piercings? Floating industrial piercings are cool. They're way more complicated piercing to do. So if you're getting a floating industrial piercing, make sure it's done by somebody who knows what they're doing, okay? Because don't just go to any old shop. I would definitely go see like some APP certified piercer in your area, or just someone that you know is professional and experienced and can pull that one off, okay? Because not any piercer can do that one. It's a very, very rare piercing. In fact, we hardly ever, I do a lot of piercings. We hardly ever get them in, and people come in wanting those in my shop. So they're awesome, and I've seen them healed great. But they are a little bit more work as far as like just being really careful not to bump them and knock them and just taking care of them. They're pretty complicated piercing to do. It really comes down, you got to have that perfect jewelry size and the jewelry has to have that perfect shape. If you don't get that, then it's not going to heal on you. So that's why it's really important to see a professional piercer. Yeah, I want to say, I could be wrong on this, but I want to say Luis Garcia. If you guys get a chance, look up Luis Garcia's Instagram page. He's a professional piercer, heavily tied in with the APP, Association of Professional Piercers. And he does a lot of those. And I remember seeing a lot on his page, and they're really awesome and super impressive. So, yeah, check that out. Let's see what else we got here. I guess, yeah, that's pretty much all the questions there. All right, guys. Well, I think I answered all those guys, too. Oh, you know, I was going to give you for Space Panda, a quick story here. One time, this was back when I was in high school, you know, so Space Panda asked, I have a stupid small bump, lump, or a keloid on my left ear. My right ear stretches like a champ. My left earlobe is worse. Can I just cut the keloid off with an X-Acto knife, you know? And I told him, no, go see a professional piercer. But the funny thing is, so story, and this is not professional, I do not recommend this, but when I was in high school, I had my nose pierced, and I had it pierced with a ring. This was a long time ago. They didn't really have many studs back then, and we only pierced with rings on everything, pretty much. In fact, they made the rings right there in the studio. That's how long ago this was. And I got a keloid, of course, you know. So what I did was I took some fingernail clippers and clipped that thing off. And there's no professional piercing shops really to go in to see what the heck was going on. I mean, the shop I got it done at was as professional as it gets, but back then, you know, and everybody was so new at this, there wasn't that many professional shops. They didn't know what to do. So I clipped it off some fingernail clippers. Man, that thing went right away. So I don't know. Earlobes are a lot more extreme. I would definitely not recommend cutting a keloid off your earlobe, though. I don't think that would end well. So just go to a piercer, and then they can properly assess the situation. And if they need to go and remove the keloid for you, there's definitely ways to do it safely without having your earlobe die on you or snap or come off, dude. We don't want that. So I don't know. I guess that's it. Unless anybody else has any questions. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We're going to try and do this bi-weekly. If you guys have... I'm going to try and post this up on the YouTube channel. So if you guys have any other questions, hopefully we get to doing this again 2 Wednesdays from now. So bi-weekly. And I'll answer all your questions. You guys can tune in every other Wednesday and ask any questions you want live. So always, you guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next time.